welcome back into ARC Southeast Texas this morning. We all know life is unpredictable and you never know when you'll need to perform emergency care. We've got Andrew Heuler and Hannah Mason joining us this morning to give us tips on how to stop the bleed, which I know we all never want to find ourselves in a situation where we need to know what to do, but it is important to, have those skills just in case you do find yourself in an emergency. You're going to be teaching us? What are we going to be learning today?
So the first important step in any trauma is bleeding control, and that's the most important. That's something that we can help correct immediately.
Yeah.
So the first thing we're going to do is alert 911. We're going to call 911 and tell them where we are, what's happened, and what's going on. And then we're going to expose. We're going to try to find the source of the bleeding.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if they're covered in clothing or something like that, like you and I are wearing, you're going to either get scissors and open it up, rip the jeans, or push the pants all the way up or the sleeves all the way up to find the bleed.
Okay. Is this a leg? Is that what we're
It's
pretending?
a leg.
It's a leg.
An arm.
Okay.
Kind of like that. So in theory, you'd be finding there's actually a slash on here and a gunshot wound. So you'll find the bleeding. So at first you're going to try putting all your hands on it as hard as you can. So in theory, normally we're on top of it, putting all of our weight onto that wound, whether it's this wound or this wound. And then if that doesn't work, if you have any type of clothing nearby, if you have a jacket, a shirt, a blanket, anything like that, you can use that to put on top of it like so.
Okay.
And then press really, really hard down. Mm-hmm. And if that's not working, we can move to what we call wound packing. So you want to show them the wound packing?
So what we'll do is we'll take whatever we have, a towel, a t-shirt, and we're going to stuff it in the wound, trying to fill that cavity. And then we're going to apply some pressure again, just to help with the clotting process. And if that unfortunately doesn't work, then we're going to go to a tourniquet. So we're going to put it about 2 inches above the wound.
So we're going to do 2 inches like this way.
We're going to tie it as tight as we can first. And then we're going to tighten it till the bleeding stops. And we're going to try to note what time we put this on, just so it helps us when we arrive on scene, and it helps the hospital with their care at the facility.
Interesting. Okay, now what do we do if maybe you're out somewhere and you don't have a tourniquet?
So you can use any really sturdy rope, and then like a stick or anything that'll make the windlass that helps tighten.
So like a shoelace, so if you want to use that, and then a stick or something like that to tie it down works really, really well.
And a male belt works real well.
Okay. Good to know. Okay, so tell me a little bit about the importance of this. I mean, obviously you guys talked about pressure seems to be a big thing that you need to apply whenever it comes to a situation. But also, I mean, whenever, you are bleeding in an emergency situation, how many seconds, how much does it matter to be able to stop the bleed as quick as possible?
So bleeding is the first preventable major cause of death after trauma. So we want to get it as soon as possible. We want to keep as much blood in our body as we have. The only true treatment for bleeding is more blood, and that's what the hospital has. So we want to try to stop the process and then get them to the hospital.
Yeah. So that's kind of a key part, is just to slow it down before you guys get there and kind of are able to take over and get people help. And how often, we all, like I mentioned, you don't ever want to find yourself in a situation, but these traumatic events and injuries can happen a lot more often than we realize.
Yes.
How often does that happen?
About, I would say, 30 to 50 in Southeast Texas a day.
Wow. Wow. And that's what you guys are responding to with Katie and everything. And has there been a time where maybe you have been called out to one of these emergencies and a traumatic injury, and someone has been able to stop the bleed and it's made a huge difference?
Absolutely. It has stabilized the patient before we even arrived on scene.
And is that from that person knew what to do, or just kind of what?
More first aid training, and then along when you call 911, it goes to the emergency dispatcher that also says the steps as they're on the phone talking you through it.
It's a lot of teamwork, it sounds like, sometimes with this kind of stuff. Now, is there a class that people can take with Acadian or anything like that to
So there's
learn?
regional Stop the Bleed classes throughout America. Acadian offers them along with first aid classes.
Okay. And I'm sure find those online.
Absolutely. Stopthebleed.org.
Okay. Wow. Is there any other tips that we should know?
Make sure that you're safe before you provide any care.
Okay. That's a good one too.
Yep, and if not, move them to like a safe location if you can.
Yeah. I'm sure in the craziness sometimes it's hard to slow down and think a little bit. So, well, thank you guys for all the tips. You never know. This could obviously come in handy one day. If you do need to use it, be sure to take the time and stop the bleed. All right, still to come this morning, that time of the year again for high school students. We have more information on how to be prom ready next.